Welcome back, Tater Tots, to another new episode of Haywood Gardens. So I am so excited to be back here, and we are in the Vatore household with Caleb. So he is currently making a delicious fruit salad. Well, it kind of looks delicious, but it is excellent quality because he heard that his grandmother is coming over to visit with him. So we are going to go ahead and invite her over. So let's have him message her. He's like, "Hey, Granny, you want to come on over? I heard you wanted to talk with me." And she's like, "Oh, absolutely, Caleb. I will be right over." So his grandmother, her name is Lorraine Vatore. And so she has been wanting to visit with him ever since the meeting. If you guys watched, not the most recent episode, but the one before that, he wants to, or not he. Oh, there she is. Okay, let's make sure she's able to get inside. Oh, look at her. And so let me pause this real quick while I guess they're just going to play. So, yeah, so ever since the Clan Vatore meeting with everyone on Spooky Day, she heard from her husband, Edwin, and as well from just being there and witnessing it from her own son, that Marcus, that Caleb is dating a human. So she is wanting to kind of find out a little bit more, a grandma's heart. So she is over here just, Caleb, tell me everything that's going on. I miss talking with you about everything. Like, tell me about life. Tell me everything that's, really been going on. That's strange. I don't know what Caleb's saying, giving him a special gift, but anyways, yeah, so we're just gonna talk with her about a few things. And so she's like, "Tell me about this young lady named Layla that you're meeting with." And he's like, "Well, Grandma, she's a oh, they're so sweet." Um, he's like, "She's such a great girl, and I really enjoy spending time with her. She really cares about me, and she's accepted the fact that I'm a vampire. I didn't really tell her at first, but she kind of unraveled and figured out a few things, but she's really accepting, and it's been really hard for me to find someone that would legitimately care for me like that." And his grandma, she understands. She gets it. She's like, "Well, but what are your thoughts about the future with her? How are you going to handle that? If you ended up wanting to be with her, she is a human, so she will pass away at some point, and you will live on because you're a vampire." He's like, I know, I have thought about that, but we're not there yet. So until that really happens, I'm just not really going that far into it." She's like, "Well, she sounds like a really nice young lady." He's like, "Yeah, she was raised in the foster care system, and, she had a really rough life growing up, but she recently found her own mother, and her caretaker that she had most of her life, Nyla Sanders, she just recently passed away." And Lorraine is like, "Whoa, whoa, wait, wait, Nyla? Nyla Sanders?" He's like, "Yeah, Grandma, do you know Nyla?" She's like, It's been a long time since I've heard that name." Oh, look at her. She is going crazy. But we are going to have them go call to meal real quick because we want Grandma to come over here and get some fruit salad. So he made something to, be a little healthy for her digestive tract. Anyway, so he is like, "So, Grandma, you known who Nyla?" She's like, "Well, it's been many years since I've heard that name. Nyla, that really takes me back." She's like, "Wait, so you're telling me that Layla knows Nyla?" He's like, "Yeah, Nyla is the one who actually raised Layla most of her life." She's like, "Interesting. I think I'm interested in meeting this young lady." And let's see, can we get her to, oh, I keep forgetting that I'm not her, but let's see if we can get him to, oh, he's gonna be super, super exaggerated. But he's like, "Yeah, she's like, "I would love to meet Nyla, or not Nyla, oh my gosh. I would love to meet Layla. I I want to discuss and find out a little bit more about her relation with Nyla." And she's like, "Yeah, well, she did get a letter left over from her when she passed away that explained that she knew our family, the Vatore family, but she didn't really go any further. She's like, yeah, I might need to fill in some holes for her. Looks like Caleb is sticking it to the man and just telling his dad, sorry, grandma's over here. I'm not coming in tonight. Anyways, so yeah, we are going to end up going and visiting Layla so that Nyla, or her, oh my gosh, guys, I'm like messing up their own names. That's so sad. But so that Lorraine, Grandma Vatore, can speak with Layla and find out what she knows about Nyla, and then we can kind of maybe connect some missing pieces. Wow, I'm not very good at this navigating thing, but she is just going to town on this. But anyways, guys, so I think we will switch back on over to our dear Layla. Here we are with Layla, and guys, it looks like this poor girl is breaking out, and she's pretty sad about it, which I understand. I feel the same. And she was embarrassed. Mild breakout. Oh, that's why. Let's see. We can have her do a facial treatment. Let's do some body care. Oh, and she's sick. Oh, I didn't realize she was sick, but poor thing, she is exhausted. It's girl, we gotta change them jammies. Um, you have 24 hours to pay your bills. Oh, I didn't even realize that we had bills to pay, so we'll have to take care of that as well. Um, okay, we'll just let her sleep this off, hopefully here soon. And does she have to go to work soon? She probably does. Oh, nope, work is in 3 days. Perfect. So, yeah, Caleb hasn't gotten to contact her yet about everything. And also, just so you guys are aware, if you haven't noticed, there has been an update to Layla's home. So, let me show it to you guys. Wow, look at all this. I had way too much fun off camera doing this. I could have done like a video, I guess, of the more of a remodel, but I was just having too much fun. So I made this lovely, cute little greenhouse for her to keep some of her summer plants in here and flowers and whatnot. And then this is some CC that I did find online recently for some little gardening supplies that I think are really cute. And then I rearranged where some of the flowers are. So we've got lots of flowers for her flower arranging table. And then, of course, we've got lots of different fruits and vegetables. And then I arranged some over here as well. And then she's got some new ones that she needs to plant. And yes, so nothing too much has really changed drastically over here. This area is where the magical plants or like the uncommon plants are going to go. So we're kind of keeping that separate. And you can go in through this pasture here and then go through this fence to get into her cute little cozy garden area. And yeah, and then that is her front yard. So yeah, guys, we are making some progress in this house, and I am seriously falling in love with this place. Like it is adorable. And I do have leftovers. And look at Rusty. He is like passed out. That is how I feel a lot of the time. But yeah, anyways, girl, what are your leftovers? Oh, pot roast. I'm actually making a pot roast today because we're having our friends come over to the house. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about that. Gonna have some carrots and red potatoes. Ah, it's gonna be so good. But anyways, I need to stop like eyeing her meat over here because it's making me real hungry. But anyways, so yeah, we're gonna get this girl taken care of, get her food and her needs met. We probably need to come out here and actually oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Harvest. And yes, we did get Patchy again. Caleb came over and brought this over when he was making things up to her. So we do need to talk to dear Patchy so that it can come to life and help out. I was going to say on the farm, but I don't really want to call this a farm, if that makes sense. Okay, so we are going to super sale. Did you guys see that? $1,170. Like, that is crazy. Oh, Rusty has been bitten by a squirrel. Squirrel bites may cause illness, so keep an eye on your furry friend. Oh my gosh, like she made so much money from that. $552 over here. Is this going to get like all of these or just those? Okay, so it did get some of them. We still have to get these. She really makes so much money off of these. This one can evolve, and this one can also evolve. And anything else like over here? Oh, Valerian plant. I don't even know like what that means or what they really do. And these are all doing really well. Let's have her water them all. So let's have her come in here, take care of these summer plants. Does she need to water these? Yes, she does. She needs to water all of these plants, guys. She's got, see, this thing is getting so big, like with having all of these plants that it is just getting like out of hand. So we are going to definitely get Patchy's help because this is just going to be ridiculous, or have to like hire a gardener because she is not going to be able to do this all by herself. Like, if we're being honest, like, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, and the flea market's in town. We don't really care about that. We have other things to do. So it is 10 o'clock. So we are going to, um, the Festival of Youth has started. Grab your paper kabuto and prepare for the virtual Void Critter Hunt Challenge. Super cute. I haven't really messed with that new expansion pack too much lately, but yeah. So we are going to chat with Caleb. And are you coming to see me? You know how much I miss you. I want to see your beautiful face. Boy, I'm about to call you. So she's going to call him. He's like, what? I'm sleeping. Call me later. Boy, why are you sleeping? Poor girl. Is she embarrassed again? Dirty hands. Oh, this girl. Tomato. Mild breakout. Dehydrated. Um, gosh, we have so much to like take care of. I don't, did she finish watering everything? No, she didn't. I need her to get back over here. But anyway, so we're going to pretend when Caleb was calling that he was like, "Hey Layla, I just wanted to let you know that my grandmother wants to come over and meet with you. Is that all right?" And so she's like, "Oh, your grandmother wants to meet with me. Oh, what for?" He's like, "Well, she says that she knows some information about Nyla." She's like, "Is she the one that Nyla knew?" He's like, "I'm guessing so." Nyla Sanders' ghost. Okay, Nyla. That's strange, but we are going to ignore that. Pretend it's like she knew that I was talking about her. That's funny. We need to water these because I don't know if they're dying or what. Okay, and sorry guys, I know I have like way too many plants over here. But I need her to come over here and plant these before I forget, because that would be highly possible. All right. And also, I don't want to take up any more time in this episode. This episode, I think, is going to be a bit longer because of some of the things that we do have to discuss. So, yeah, it looks like these are not going to plant. Cherry failed to germinate. Try putting it in a more open place before planting it. So, it looks like I might have to get rid of these things for now because it looks like they don't want to grow if they are not in an open place. So let's see, is it still going to say the same thing? Or is it going to be successful this time? I think that it's okay. I mean, they seem to be wanting to work now. Okay, so we'll just go with that. All right, anyway, so we are going to invite Caleb. And does she know Lorraine? Does she know Lorraine? I don't think she does. Okay, well, we're going to first invite Caleb to come over to the current lot and see if we can get him to meet up. All right, Caleb Vatore will be right over, which I'm sure he will. He flies over. Oh, I gotta pay the bills. Let's see. Oh my gosh, $1,800. Like, woo, that's a lot. There he is. Okay. So what I am going to do here is we are going to add him to our household. I need to remember how to how to do this. I feel like I always get myself confused at times. So Give me a second here. Caleb has been added to our household, and we will now have him invite Lorraine over. See, guys, like there's always a way to fix these problems. So he is going to give her a call. Layla is going to make something delicious for everybody to enjoy. So let me see what is on the menu. All right, so she's going to make a vegetable casserole. It looks like Lorraine is sleeping, so at least we can get this made and then we can meet back with her and try to get things done. Also, I think we are going to have her work on getting this face mask business on because that's right, visit the hospital. Skincare, that's what I'm looking for. Let's do a one-time treatment or maybe weekly treatments. We can do a one-time treatment. Okay, so let's have her resume this vegetable casserole. Who knows what Caleb is doing? I don't know who this is. Rusty is just getting like sprayed by everything and everyone. Looks like Caleb needs to socialize. He can come over here and clean this with vigor since he is in such a great mood. And we will try our best to get Lorraine here. Guys, while Layla is in the kitchen eating, do you see this? Caleb is over here practicing a proposal. Boy, what is he thinking about? Wow. Oh my gosh, guys. Like things are getting serious in their relationship. Like, what? He did that all on his own. Mind blown. I was finally able to make it work, guys. I kind of had to use MC Command Center to just summon Lorraine here because for some reason she just kept being stuck at saying that she was sleeping. But yeah, so she is over here now. Layla is going to call to the meal, and they are going to have a nice big breakfast together. And so this is really her first time meeting Lorraine. So look, we just got more bills and they're more expensive. Of course they are. But yeah, so we need to actually introduce ourselves to her. So we will do a friendly introduction. She's like, hi, my name's Layla. Caleb's told me so much about you. She's like, hi, Layla. It's so nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you from Caleb. She's like, oh gosh, I hope it's only good things. And she's like, so I wanted to meet with you today, honey, because Caleb informed me that you know something about Nyla. And she's like, Nyla, yeah, Nyla, she was basically like my grandmother. She raised me ever since I was a child. She took care of me. She's like, really? That's quite intriguing. So, and she's like, so you know Nyla too? She's like, yes, I knew Nyla. She and I go quite a ways back. It seems like yesterday. She's like, "Please tell me. Can you tell me everything that you know? How do you know her? How does she know the Vatore family?" And she's like, "Don't you worry. We will definitely get to that. Let's just finish eating first." So it looks like they are going to have time to talk about this, but they are just laughing and having a good old time. It looks like Lorraine quite enjoyed the meal. Caleb did make it for them. And so it looks like it was excellent quality. So he did a fantastic job. And look at him. I am obsessed with him wearing this like lumberjack man shirt. Like this boy, he be looking fine. Anyway, so it looks like they have finished doing that. So I think we are going to add, we're going to form a group and we're going to put these two in there. So that way we can all come in here together. And so let's have them come and sit together in this living room. And it is fall, so I think we should have Layla light this fireplace. We will light this candle. Ooh, we can do scents. I love sandalwood, so she is going to light that. And we're going to have some ambiance here. And let's have everyone. Caleb, boy, you just like hopping in the bathtub. Anyways, so yeah, Layla is like, there we go. So Lorraine is like, all right, you two, are you ready for story time, I guess you could say? And Layla's like, of course, absolutely. She's like, I can't wait to hear this. Let me get some snacks. She's always going out here to just view this. Anyways, So we are going to have her come back in here because they keep getting up and moving around because this is whatever it is. But Caleb, what the? I was so worried. So yeah, Layla is like, all right, I'm ready. She's like, okay, let let me tell you the story of how Nyla and I met and how things were a long time ago. It was around 60 years ago. Times were very different, especially in the vampire world. Now, for a vampire, 60 years isn't much. You probably wonder why my husband and I look so much older for being vampires. Well, wars are not kind to the body. Back then, there was a large feud between several of the different vampiric clans. There were 4 in total: Vatore, Straud, Fionn, and Alievi. One of the clans broke their agreement and crossed into another territory, claiming some of the local villagers for themselves. This wasn't the first time, but the clans had been enjoying a period of peace and cooperation for a season. Tensions rose, and before we all knew it, everyone was up in arms. At the same time, the Vatore and Straud families were actually working together. My husband, Edwin, was best friends with the son who was next in line to lead the Straud clan, Ariav. The two of them were so alike. However, as time went on and battles went on, the reality of clans and family power set in. Ariav wanted something more and became greedy. It became normal for me to spend my days alone, as my husband was sent off to fight in the name of our clan. I found myself frequenting a nearby forest that had a charming little pond with some local sprites. I would spend hours lost in thought, thinking of the future of the clan. I had recently become pregnant with my son, Marcus, Caleb's father. I had kept it a secret, not wanting to worry my husband while he was away. One day, when I was visiting my usual spot, I noticed another woman there. She looked so sad. I didn't normally approach humans, but for some reason I felt drawn to her. I kindly introduced myself and asked if she was all right. She had mentioned that she was at a crossroads in her life and wasn't quite sure what to do. I didn't ask for details, but tried to help lighten the mood. From that day forward, I began to see her visiting the same forest more frequently. Before we knew it, we had become the best of friends. It was during a visit to my home that my husband and Ariav Straud returned together. I had not known they were coming, otherwise I would not have invited her. She immediately felt fear as soon as she saw Ariav gazing at her upon his approach. She could tell that something was different. She excused herself quickly and left. The next day, we met in our usual spot where she approached me on the matter. She was so direct that it shocked me. I knew I could no longer hide the truth from her. In that moment, she came to know of another world, quite different from her own. I was scared, frightened she might want to run away and never see me again. However, it was the complete opposite. She was so accepting of me and wanted to know more. As I told her more, I started to become very faint due to the pregnancy. When a vampire is pregnant, the need to feed can become overwhelming. After knowing all about what I was, without a moment's hesitation, she offered her own wrist to me. If it wasn't for her that day, I'm not sure if I would have made it. I could have collapsed or lost the baby. I owe it to Nyla for my son's birth. While we were busy fostering our friendship, Edwin and Ariav began to see quite differently. My husband longed for change among the clans. He urged others to switch to plasma fruits and seeds instead of feeding on the humans. He wanted to create a community that could work together alongside those outside of ourselves. He was tired of the centuries he had seen full of conflict. Times used to be so bad that he did nothing but go to war. He wanted it to end. However, Ariav was against it. He was so lost in the darkness that there was no hope to bring him back. After the long battle between the 4 clans, all that was left was the Vatore and Straud lines. Neither had wanted things to come to this, but fate gave them no choice. Worn out from battle, they both mustered up enough strength for one final bout. This would decide it all. It went on for hours. They seemed at a standstill. However, in one instant, Ariav faltered, and Edwin overtook him. In his final moment, he put a curse on both Edwin and myself. We aged immediately. It was miraculous that I was still able to deliver my child as normal. On the exterior, we looked aged and decrepit, but inside we were at the same age as we currently were previously. We found out that Ariav had been messing around in a realm that was forbidden and unlocked a cursed magic. We searched for ways to remove it, but to no avail. That is why you see me as I am today. I may look old, but my heart isn't, though my body definitely feels it at times. Ariav being defeated and taken out of the world, Valicius Straud, the father to Ariav, completely cut ties to the Vatores. From that moment on, we became enemies, and that is what continues the feud to this day. Caleb was shocked to hear this story from his grandmother. He had no idea that there was so much history going on. His dad doesn't really talk about much of it. Plus, his grandfather, he usually stays, pretty quiet about things. He doesn't like to bring up the past. So to hear this story from his grandmother is mind blowing and like, what a history. And so now he feels like he finally understands a little bit more about his clan and the history with the Straud family. And so he kind of gets where his dad's coming from with the agitation and anger. But at the same time, he still feels like his dad doesn't necessarily share the same dream as his grandfather. And Layla, she is just blown away that Lorraine here knew Nyla. She's like, thank you so much for sharing that with me, Lorraine. That's a whole side of Nyla that I never even knew. And she's like, Nyla was always such a selfless person. So it looks like they really are sharing a bond. And Lorraine is just going to spend some time the rest of today just kind of getting to know Layla a little bit more to find out about this human girl that is trying to find out more about her son. Oh, and it looks like we have learned that she is creative. So I think today was a pretty successful day, and we got to hear quite a bit of information about the Vatore family. So this was a very awesome and exciting thing. So thank you guys so much for joining me on today's episode of Haywood Gardens. I hope you will join me again for the next one. So I will see you later, Tater Tots. Till next time.
Never could have been thinking I would know what the future bring. All the highs and lows, said I'm gonna win, though the world might spin. Now I'm sitting here like I'm no one. It rains down on me, all the phone calls I'm ignoring. See, I'm a mess, just trying to guess my way through this. Just don't get enough of me. 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 Worry way too much, got a policy, didn't bring me